stop me right there and tell me this. Most of the time, when you're forced to deal with a larger-than-life behemoth, you'd either be crapping your pants, or you won't be cracking a single joke. But there are these legendary jesters who wind up reading the room in a millisecond to either distract fools or throw them off their game. Some do it to mask pain and trauma, while others do it just because it's fun. Hello, it's the Devil Joe back again with a brand new video, and today I'm pretty much gonna be going over the beauty of the wisecracking character archetype, Glazing 3 of my favorites, while going over what makes the wisecracking archetype so likable and entertaining, plus what we could learn from him. Starting the Glazing session off with the amazing Spider-Man, the dude who's basically making up for the time where he missed the part where it became his problem. Putting on his buddy pajamas, risking his neck for randos, he doesn't even know what the first syllable of their name is. Spidey comes from a background of getting picked on 24/7 by other jocks, who are a lot more physically imposing than Puny Parker ever was. Sure, he did talk back to him from time to time. Yes, I'm talking about 616 and Ultimate Spider-Man. So naturally, a moody teen who gets superpowers handed to him with the right motivation to prevent as many Uncle Ben situations as humanly possible. Obviously, he'll wind up cracking jokes at every turn, roasting common thugs where they stand, making them look ridiculous in the process. I mean, come on, to the amazing Spider-Man, petty thugs are nothing but toys to play with that don't put up a challenge, Kevin! When that goes on, it's usually Peter taking up the responsibility brought on by his powers, while entertaining himself at the same exact time. I don't care who you are or how selflessly or selfishly you use the spider power set. If you got it, you're gonna find yourself to be ridiculously OP, that fighting dudes with the fighting ability of Khabib, who are as big as Ronnie Coleman, to be a lot like fighting off a 5-year-old toddler. So why not play around with them schmucks? Then you come to find him fighting off superpowered freaks, who can smash him in the blink of an eye. Luckily for his intelligent smartass, some of these guys be kinda dumb, apart from a couple of fringe exceptions. Peter either uses their simple one-track mindset against them when he's making a fool of Scorpion or roasting his entire bloodline. Using complete misdirection to troll Rhino, he even manages to get a rise out of Electro at times. The dude who can summon lightning at any turn, proving that if you manage to push the right buttons while fighting, you can throw your opponent off no matter how bigger he is than you are. Still getting that spectacular win on the guy who's 10 times your size, by making him slip and using the other power set against him. But what would happen if the webhead is going up against them fringe exceptions, you know, the ones who manage to find every secret about his life, endangering every single loved one? He knows the guys who
attack his heart.
Those are the guys who get Spider-Man to keep quiet when it comes to Green Goblin. He can out-crazy Spider-Man, rendering his one-liners completely useless against him. He is the only one who can out-roast the webhead, hitting him where it hurts. Not to mention the crazy motherfucker has no qualms casually putting his closest loved ones to death's door. Same deal applies to Venom. While Carnage doesn't give a fuck who gets axed, he does that shit for the lulz. Them heavy hitters are the ones who manage to keep him quiet. Even the wall crawler starts panicking, not knowing what the hell to do or act in the given situation. So he rages out profusely, almost doing away with the no-kill rule of his. But then he snaps back to reality, not wanting to fall behind Uncle Ben's message of with great power comes great responsibility. Despite the ringer he got put through, he always comes back stronger than ever before, looking at what happened in the past, learning from it, moving on, with a lot more quips than before, just because he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Next up on the Glazathon is the Merc with a mouth himself, Deadpool. Now, Wade Wilson is known for being a hyper, self-aware, fourth wall shattering meme machine. Underneath all of that, he's just a dude with a ridiculously fucked up past who was experimented on endlessly in the same Weapon X program Wolverine went through with literal cancer. Before that, he was a run-of-the-mill merc with a mountain of baggage who went crazier after the whole ordeal. He might have gotten a roided-out healing factor, but he was left a disfigured mess, proving that no healing factor can heal the mentally disfigured Wade Wilson now that disfigurement is on the outside. One of the things the Merc does is cover his entire body in a colorful full bodysuit to hide his avocado-looking ass casket vessel of his. Another way he hides a lot of his pain is being the wisecracking yapper Merc with a mouth. It doesn't matter if he's fucking people over for money or teaming up with other heroes in the Marvel Universe, he's always cracking jokes at every turn, making light of every situation he's put in. Covering his sadness and insecurity, in fact, his constant shattering of the fourth wall, is just him coping with his insanely sad situation and self-loathing, where everyone might not accept him. He usually deals with it through making fun of everything reading the room, and to the uninitiated you have the times where DP drops the jokes. The situations can get heavy-handed if friends or family of his get in harm's way. Not to mention he don't take too kindly to child endangerment. He goes out of his way to make sure the kids are okay, at any cost. You see, the contradictions of self-loathing and doubt, wisecracking fourth wall breaks, makes the perfect combo. Let's be honest here, humor is the best coping mechanism to deal with tragedy. That's how he processes the entire world, masking the self-hatred and fear of inadequacy, yet mocking all of the shit he winds up going through. Makes him a truly endearing character with a lot more depth than what the general public thinks he has to him. Then we come to who I think is by far the greatest character in this archetype of Jokesters. If it ain't obvious based off of what my channel is about, I'm referring to the wacky woohoo pizza man himself, Dante. Just like Deadpool, Dante has had a pretty tragic past, but this one heavily affected his family dynamics that led to an ongoing identity crisis because of his half-human, half-demonic heritage ever since Ava was killed by demons, while his brother Virgil went on a completely different path, hence the broken family ties, leading Dante to grow up hating demons for robbing him of his own childhood, even rejecting his father's half, leading him to have a few suicidal tendencies. Yep, in the DMC3 manga he's quite suicidal in that book. Even in the DMC1 novel, he's the craziest risk taker amongst all the mercenaries he's surrounded by. On the flip side, it made him a lot more sympathetic to regular humans because of the compassion his mother wound up showing him. The response to the baggage he feels is cracking a ton of jokes and quips at every situation just because it's fun. It might seem like a strategy to throw enemies off their game. It partially is. But, and this is a huge but, Dante mostly does this to entertain himself, not giving a fuck how anyone around him reacts to the joke. Just look at all the moments with him and Lady in DMC3. She was throwing a fit 24/7, and this goober was still joking around. Shit was hilarious. A lot of them huge-ass demons wind up getting pissed off at Dante's retorts. But if anything, he don't give a fuck. He might actually enjoy that quite a bit, since he'll be getting one hell of a crazy party fighting this huge behemoth off. There's still that one part of him that jokes around too much to hide his pain and increase depression. I mean, the dude had to kill his brother twice. Before that, he had to watch a motherly figure of his die again. There are the times where Dante winds up keeping his mouth shut. That's when he's relating to Lady's struggles of a dysfunctional family, or when he's honoring Kratos' dying request, or anything that has to do with Mundus or Urizen. Basically, when shit hits the fan, his protective side pops out, stopping Lady from going into hell, going after Arkham, keeping Nero out of mental and physical damage. Even in high-stakes moments, he finds ways to crack a one-liner, since the dude is really good at reading the room and analyzing the situation on the fly. In these moments, he's hyping himself up and calming himself down in these heavy-handed situations. Dante's cope with his past and self-loathing that gradually diminishes later on in the series since he learns to accept all aspects of who he is. Alongside meeting his nephew made him a lot more of a wacky woohoo pizzaman jokester, who knows when it's time to get serious, making that character development look a lot like the journey of what growing up looks like. In my opinion, the true beauty of the wisecracking character is most of the time their ability to make light of ultra serious situations that most other protagonists would take with the heaviest amount of grit. So the entertainment value is much higher, while allowing the individual characters to have a lot more depth and nuance than the warrior who fights for righteousness would ever have. I would even say it's a pretty clever battle tactic to throw off your foes mentally through handing him one hell of an unforgettable diss to make him drop their guards down. It can calm the protag down if needed. A common trait with these three dudes that I mentioned is hiding insecurities and depression through them clever one-liners, yet they wind up becoming better people because of it. One of them gets back time and time again from his greatest failures, while the other guy who fucks people up for money becomes more selfless by the day. A lot like his idols overcoming more insecurities to the half-human devil hunter who managed to accept his human and demonic heritage, knowing that both of these halves make up who he is and are needed. It shows that no matter how much shit life puts you through, and believe me, life will put you through some nasty shit, what you can do is get up, dust yourself off, laugh at the situation at hand. By then you would have already made it. With that out of the way, we come to the end of this video. What were your guys' thoughts on it? And who's your favorite wisecracking protagonist? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button real impact style. At 10,000 subscribers, I'll pull off a whole ass Dante combo video in real life wearing this entire getup. Trust me, we are pretty damn close. Shoot the bell icon with an ebony and ivory bullet to get notified on whenever I drop a brand new action game video. This has been the Devil Joe signing out.